In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Boone County case CR 2017-133, State of Arkansas versus Billy Allred.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Allred. I've entered an appearance, waiver of formal arraignment, and a not guilty plea. I would like to address the issue of bond. This is a Division III case, Your Honor.
Right.
I believe the current bond is set at $100,000. I would like to see, and it's possible it may have been reduced at one point. I don't see any documentation of that.
Okay, this is for arraignment on the charges of simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, possession of a firearm by a certain person, possession of Schedule 1 or 2 controlled substance with the purpose to deliver, possession of Schedule 6 with or marijuana with the purpose to deliver, possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, Class D felony, drug paraphernalia, D felony, and possession of controlled substance, diazepam, it's a misdemeanor, and paraphernalia is a misdemeanor.
Yes.
And on those charges,
Mr. Allred will enter a plea of not guilty to all the charges, Your Honor, and we'll waive the formal arraignment.
plea of not guilty is noted. Case is on the Division III docket of Judge Putman. You'll set it down for reappearance in front of Judge Putman on May 26th. Now, let me look at bond. The issue. Was it an 8.1 hearing or some other process that's not reflected here in this file that where you're saying the bond was set at a certain level?
I'm not sure of that. I'm looking through the file, Your Honor, and I don't see a bond on the warrant here.
Okay.
we need to get something that's reasonable. He had been employed. Of course, he's in custody
what
now.
says the state?
Judge, I believe when he was booked into the jail, the bond was set at $100,000, and as far as I know, that's where the bond currently sits. Based upon Mr. Allred's prior criminal history, the serious nature of these charges, and the amount of drugs and money, it is clear that we're dealing with a convicted felon with a firearm and a major dealer. A $100,000 bond is not unreasonable.
Mr. Allred, up until the time of this, of course, he's in jail now. He's not employed. He'd worked for a year at the Brick Oven Pizza and probably can get back out there and do some kind of work if he can get a bond that he can make, Your Honor. He certainly can't make a $100,000 bond. So we need, I'd ask it to be dropped down to something like $20,000. I see it, I think there might have been a page 31 there. Looks like they have a different bond set in that. In page 31, I guess that is the 8.1, and in the discovery is what I'm looking at. I see it's $50,000 in there.
Judge, Mr. Malm's correct. On April 6th, he appeared for an 8.1 in front of Judge Kirkpatrick, who lowered the bond to $50,000.
This case is on to Judge Putman's docket. If it's going to be lowered further, I'll let that do it. I'll set the bond at $50,000 in accordance with Judge Kirkpatrick's recommendation.
Okay, Your Honor, we can
That's
take
a
that
cash or
up.
professional bond. If he bonds out, is he on probation or parole at this time, Mr. Carter?
No, he is not.
No,
Okay, so he's off any priors.
he's not under any supervision right now, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Allred, your next appearance in court will be next Friday in front of Judge Putman. Your bond is being set at $50,000, cash or professional, and that is where your matter stands. Are you able to hear us all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You may be excused at this time.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, with the exception of the crime lab results, we have given Mr. Malm the discovery in this case, and it's pretty much complete.
All right.
I have that, Your Honor, and I'll go over that with Mr. Allred and proceed next Friday.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you,
Moore.
Judge.
2017-126, State of Arkansas versus Mariah McFarland. Ms. McFarland, you're appearing before the court this morning for arraignment on charges of possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine. That's a Class B felony. Possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a Class D felony. And driving on a suspended license and no vehicle insurance. On those charges, you're going to be asked in a minute how you plead. Before I do that, I need to find out, have you made any effort to contact an attorney or make arrangements to be represented by an attorney?
I have worked with some defender's office, but I don't come to Dayton County, and I haven't been able to get back home yet.
You've written a letter? So what you...
The public defender's office comes about my case, but I've been locked up in Dayton County.
Oh. Why would you send it to Benton County?
No, I sent it to Boone County Public Defender's Office, but I've been locked up in Dayton County, so I haven't.
Oh, you've been locked up in Benton
Yes,
County?
sir.
Oh. Okay. Have you got any paperwork from on there?
If she sent a letter, we
wouldn't, she wouldn't have been appointed with a letter. She would have had to have filled out the application. I don't
Okay.
know.
What I'm going to tell you, Ms. McFarland, is you need to get a copy of the application. They're available at the jail. You need to fill that out and turn it in, and it'll get, from there, it'll get into the hands of the Public Defender's Office to be circulated to a judge to make the appointment. This morning, I'm going to have you, on the charges I read off, how do you now plead?
Not guilty.
I'm noting your plea of not guilty. This case is set on this court's trial docket. What I'm going to do is put you down for we're scheduling, by written scheduling order, your case will be put down on a trial schedule that will I may have one already prepared, but I don't think so. Yes, here it is. I'm preparing, we've prepared a docket. It'll set you down for trial. You'll be down for trial the week of November 6th of 2017. You'll be down for a pretrial on September 15th. And a reappearance will be ordered for you for August 18th. Okay, now, because I want to make sure that you have counsel in place, I'm also going to put you down to reappear on June 23rd. Which is the next time I'm holding court here in this county. I'm signing that order at this time, setting those dates. The key thing for you to do at this point is get that application, fill it out, and turn it in, and that'll get that into the hands of the Public Defender's Office. All right, and someone will come see you. If you bond out, your bond is set at $2,500. If you bond out, you need to understand that you need to get in and see the. What are you looking so puzzled about?
I thought I bonded out on this.
How do you happen to be in jail then?
Judge, she is on probation from Washington County, probation from Benton County. She has a number of failures to appear in her past. She's being held by those counties. She is not being held by us.
So you're already out on bond here. Okay. Well, wherever you end up, your next court date is that June 23rd court date. In the meantime, before today is over, I want you to fill out that application for the Public Defender's Office and get it turned in so that process gets started here. Writing the Public Defender's Office from Benton County hasn't produced any direct results. So that application is the key to get the appointment completed. If you're going to be returned to Benton County or wherever you're currently housed, I want you to get the application filled out and turned in today before anyone takes you back. All right? All right. And you need to be in touch with the Public Defender's Office. You get in touch with them. Don't wait for them to get in touch with you. And make sure that you arrange that get the Public Defender's Office over here. We get wherever you're going to be. My concern is you go back over to Benton County or Washington County or some other county. transportation's going to have to be arranged to get you back here for the 23rd. So you need to be in touch with your attorney and have people working on that. All right? All right, you may be excused.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find that perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants, in business for over 32 years in Harrison.
Toyota time means it's time to go places. Enjoy your new Camry. It's what Toyota's NASCAR teams drive.
Oh, I know.
Now, during the Toyota Time Sales Event, get $3,000 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $1,000 subvention bonus on a new 2017 Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Josh from Harrison Battery and Tire. Lots of folks have been asking about roadside assistance, and now it's available. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we can quickly and efficiently take care of your tires and battery issues with one phone call. Professional, secure, comforting to get you back on the road. No matter what time, no matter what type of vehicle you drive, call for details at 870-741-7041. Harrison Battery and Tire on the curve of Main Street in Harrison, harrisonbatteryandtire.com. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
2017-85, State of Arkansas versus Tabitha Hanner.
Judge, this is a Division III case. I'm standing in for Mr. Hancock. Looks like she's probably here today because of an FTA alias issued in April.
Yes, the file reflects that on April 14th she did not appear and an alias warrant was issued by Judge Putman. The court's going to order her to reappear on May 26th in front of Judge Putman. That'll be the order of the court. You may be excused. 2016-353, State of Arkansas versus Charles King.
Judge, this is a case that was transferred from Division III. Not exactly sure why, but yesterday I was told it was my case, so
okay.
I think we need to get them on the sports.
We entered an amended scheduling order in April, setting this matter down for trial during the week of July 24th, with pretrial scheduled for June 23rd, and today is an initial reappearance date just to check on the status of the case. That's what we're doing today.
Judge, looks like discovery's been provided. I'll get down and visit with Mr. King, and like I said, the case has been assigned correctly, so he's tracking as it should.
All right. There's no other action to be taken today. Then the next court appearance will be June 23rd, with a trial date scheduled in the week of July 24th. You may be excused, sir. 2017-102, State of Arkansas versus Perry Satterley. Thank you. In addition to the 17-102 I called. There's a revocation file in case 2013 196 involving Mr. Satterley. Is this case for hearing today?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. Hearing on the revocation.
Correct. We have Mr. Satterley brought over this afternoon.
Is there any additional action to be taken on 2017-102?
No, Your Honor.
Let's see when that's set.
Looks like it's set for the October term.
Yes, it is. Pretrial is set in August 18th, and June 23rd is a reappearance date. So, all right. We'll put Mr. Satterley down for to be brought over this afternoon for hearing in the revocation case. That stack is the things to be called again this afternoon. You may be excused, sir. You'll be brought over for the afternoon session. 2012-6, State of Arkansas versus Daniel Cottrell. This is the first appearance on a revocation petition that was filed. Revocation petition was filed in January of 2013, alleging failure to report to probation officer, failure to pay the court-ordered payments, failure to pay supervision fees as ordered, and failure to complete his community service hours that were ordered. Those are the allegations contained in the petition. The record should reflect that he was arrested on this warrant on May 11th of 2017.
Actually, I was arrested, sir, April 16th up in Kansas to be transferred.
Well, in terms of our having an opportunity to proceed on your case, the arrest date for our purposes is that May 11th date when we had you in our jurisdiction and we could begin processing you for a hearing. That's the operative date from the point of view of this court. Have you made contact with an attorney at this point?
Actually, I got the paper sitting in front of me all filled out. Just haven't been able to send. Yeah, well, I did, but I didn't complete it in time, so it's right here. It'll be sent there.
All right.
On that probation thing, I actually went to court yesterday as well and got back on that probation.
Well, that'll be something the court will consider if you get yourself back in touch with your probation officer and get yourself back functioning on probation. That will be a benefit to you. Any bond that's set in your case will be conditioned upon you getting back in full compliance with the terms and conditions of probation. But you've been off that probation for about 4 years as a fugitive, so it's a little hard to say that you're back on probation at this point. So what I'm doing is I'm going to set this matter down for hearing.
Judge, we could be ready.
I'm going to enter a not true on your behalf to the allegations contained in the petition. I'm going to set you down. I'm going to direct you to take that application for the public defender's office, turn it into the jail staff so that it can be put in the place where it'll get picked up and transmitted to the public defender's office so that it can be reviewed and signed by a judge, and then we'll set it down for hearing on June 23rd.
Okay, is there any way you can set me a bond?
Judge, somebody who has disappeared for 5 years, picked up in another state, no bond is most appropriate.
Well, what's your situation in terms of where are you living these days?
I talked to the probation officer yesterday when I went to court for the charges that were pending today as well, and she agreed that I could stay with my sister on the account that I call her every second Friday of the month and pay restitution. I have a card right here in my pocket if you wish to observe it from the probation officer herself.
Okay.
So, which probation officer?
It's Charlene Bell.
That's misdemeanor probation.
That's district court probation officer. You're dealing with circuit court at this time. This is for your conviction, but charged in 2012, and you're put on probation back there then, and now you've been a fugitive for at least 4 years at this point.
During that time, I've gone through college. I've had a child. I've got work. I've straightened up my life during that time. I was a stupid 19-year-old that made mistakes.
All right. All good and valid points, and they will all stand you in good stead when the court decides how we're going to deal with it. The problem is you didn't comply with the rules of probation. You were put on probation. I don't know how many times I have to say to people, probation is really easy because all you have to do is report to your probation officer. When you're put on probation, you're not being sent to the penitentiary. You're not being punished in the most severe way. You're being put on probation, and all we ask you to do is stay in touch with your probation officer. And you did not do that. The result of that is a warrant got issued for your arrest because you failed to appear in court. You failed to appear before your probation officer, and you've now got to be held accountable to answer on that. What you need to do is get you an attorney. Make all these arguments you're presenting to me about, that you've done so well all this time, and you've met with apparently the district court probation officer. But what you need to do at this point is you need to get back in good standing with the probation office here in Boone County. We'll have a hearing on the 23rd of June and consider what the appropriate thing to do is. But I'm not going to, I don't have any doubt you've done fine improving your life. But the point is, back then, all you had to do was stay in touch with the probation officer. And this whole thing could have been avoided. But that's where you are. You've got to deal with that before you can get on with your life. So at this point, the court, until you have an attorney, you've arranged to have an attorney. If you want to be reconsidered for bond, I'll reconsider you for bond before that hearing, but only if you have an attorney, and have that attorney come see me and discuss what arrangements can be, what the situation will be for bond. But at this point, based on the fact that you left in 2013 and haven't been heard for 4 years, I'm not going to set a bond at this point. Get yourself lined up with your attorney, and let's start getting this thing straightened out on this end. Where were you living? Where were you living in the meantime?
I was living in Kentucky.
Where?
Kentucky.
In Kentucky. Okay. Well, what I want to do is get that attorney and make some proposals to the court through that attorney, and we'll consider a bond. In the meantime, that attorney needs to be assisting you in getting ready for your June 23rd hearing on revocation. All right? That's where you stand now. You may be excused.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There is one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a crucial commitment to their community because just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison has a Health Mart now. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, on the square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
You know, we should always remember to have a working smoke detector where we sleep. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're all safe, we're all safe. In an emergency, you need a meeting place outside the whole family can meet so that you know everyone is safe. You know, we should always remember to have a working smoke detector where we sleep.
2016-300, State of Arkansas versus Kalijah Scott. Mr. Scott, you're appearing before the court at this time on a petition to revoke that was filed May 10th of 2017. The petition alleges that you never reported to your probation officer after your court date on February 24th of 2017. You were arrested in Van Buren County on theft charges and incarcerated there. You were arrested and incarcerated in Newton County on charges, and you were arrested, finally incarcerated in Boone County and charged with obstruction, governmental operations, and public intoxication. All of those are, in all three of those counties, you have new charges, which is a violation of the terms and conditions of your probation. You have arrearages in terms of fines and fees. You haven't been reporting. You've been caught in possession of drugs and alcohol and have committed new offenses. All of those are violations of the terms and conditions of your probation. On those allegations, how do you now plead?
Guilty?
Well,
no contest or no contest?
I'm going to enter a plea of not true on your behalf. Have you made arrangements to be represented by an attorney?
No, Your Honor, I've been in here.
Okay. Well, their applications are available in there. Get an application for the Public Defender's Office and fill it out. If you want to hire your own attorney and are able to do that, then that's what the court's going to expect you to do. But I assume you're sitting in jail because you cannot afford to hire an attorney. Let's get you an attorney. The way you get an attorney appointed is by filling out the application. Get that application filled out, and I'm going to set you down for hearing in this matter on, let me just make sure, hearing in this matter on June 23rd, and so get your application in and filled out, and the court will take it up on the 23rd of June. In the meantime, once you have an attorney in place and you need to make sure, do your best to communicate with that attorney, and we'll see where we are after that, getting ready for that June 23rd hearing. All right?
I'll do that, sir.
All right, very good. You may be excused. 2017-131, State of Arkansas versus Dennis James Kyler. Mr. Kyler, you're appearing today for arraignment on charges of failure to register and registered offender living near a daycare or a church. Both are felony offenses, and you're charged as an habitual offender. On those, have you made any arrangements to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, I have.
Who is your attorney?
George Stone.
Okay. Was Mr. Stone notified? Did you talk to him about being here today?
Yeah. This was just, he just told me to come plead not guilty.
Okay. So I will take your plea of not, this is your arraignment of taking your plea of not guilty, reflecting George Stone as your attorney. This case is on the Division III docket of Judge Putman, and so I'm going to direct that you will reappear next Friday, which is May 26th, in front of Judge Putman. Same courtroom next Friday.
Okay.
All right? You may be excused at this time.
Thank you.
All right. 2017-132, State of Arkansas versus Timothy Oler. Very good. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Oler.
Your Honor, it looks like Mr. Oler's here on an arraignment. We would waive formal reading of the information, enter a plea of not guilty.
All right. The charges are simultaneous possession of drugs and firearm, Class Y felony, possession of firearm by a certain person, Class B felony, possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 controlled substance, hydrocodone, a Class B felony, possession of Schedule 6 controlled substance with the purpose to deliver, a Class D felony, possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, a Class D felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class D felony, possession of controlled substance, diazepam, Class A misdemeanor, and possession of drug paraphernalia, Class A misdemeanor. On those charges, how does Mr. Oler plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is noted on the record. This case is on the Division 4 docket of this court. I'm going to enter a scheduling order Okay, the order I'm signing and will enter in this case will be that sets the matter down for a scheduled trial during the week of November 6th of 2017. Pre-trial will be set for September 15th, and August 18th will be his next date to appear in court. It's August 18th. All right, we've got those dates. They'll provide you a written one, but just for your information, this is the scheduling order. I've just filled it out and signed it. It'll be filed in your case file, and the record will be so that if you want to look it up, you can look it up either in the court file down in the clerk's office or through Court Connect. It'll be posted online. So that all of those dates will be listed. Mr. Friend, is there anything else to be taken up today?
Not today, Your Honor.
Okay. You need to get in touch with the Public Defender's Office and schedule an appointment to get with Mr. Friend and get him working on your case. He can't do a good job for you unless you stay in touch with him. That's your job, all right? You may be excused.
Your Honor, for the record, I gave Mr. Friend 92 pages of discovery together with some DVDs. More or less, discovery is complete with the exception of the results from the Arkansas Crime Lab, although matters have been submitted to the Crime Lab. Thanks.
Very good.
Ah, sweet Louise, do you dream of Hercules? To be the best dressed boy in town, where you sure are something, the best there ever was.
The new Sport Heritage line.
Well, it won't mean nothing unless I try my luck and bring her out to you, Louise.
Only from Yamaha.
Join Sammy Klein Thursdays and Fridays during the TKO8 local newscast for this week's closing livestock market report. Made possible by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Belfont. Quality Feed Grains has you covered. Everything for cattle, pets, deer, equine, poultry, seed and spray, show feed, and garden. Check their website, qualityfeedgrains.com, now for this month's special. Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Belfont, proud sponsors of the Livestock Report with Sammy Klein on Harrison's broadcast station TKO Channel 8.
I'm Randall. I work at the on-site lab at Dental Creations on the square at Harrison. Working with Dr. Wanda is great. She's taught me a lot and showed me a lot, and she gives us the freedom to get one-on-one with the patient. If there's a problem, we can actually come out of the back and do what's best for the patient. Having this on-site lab here with the doctors, that's really nice.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
2016-256, State of Arkansas versus Sarah Ann Brown.
Judge, Ms. Brown appears today. We're not in a position to play this case. We don't have crime lab results back.
We have the matter set on the trial schedule for the week of June 5th.
Judge, we're texting to get the crime lab results, and we will provide that to Mr. Gibson, and we'll be ready to try the case.
Assuming you get the crime lab reports, is there going to be a need for a pretrial hearing?
No, Judge. As far as any constitutional issues with the stop, I think from my reading of it, I don't see any. The officers noticed bad driving and initiated a stop, and that's. I don't foresee any constitutional search and seizure type issue coming up.
All right.
Yeah, if we could. We continued her last time. for the plea deadline today. I'd ask that she reappear on 6/2 and our right to.
Have plea offers been made?
The offer in this case was made on September 29th, 2016.
All right.
The offer has been, but that's, can't plead until you know it's contraband.
No, I understand that. But let's see if we can. Well,
if we could have her set for 6/2, Your Honor. I know
I'll
that's
put her,
a busy day, but
put her down to reappear on June 2nd. All right, 2016-128, 2017-66, State of Arkansas versus Kerry Crockett.
Your Honor, these cases are set for the plea deadline today. I'm not ready to plea at this time. We just got a plea offer yesterday afternoon. I've had minimal contact with Ms. Crockett. If I could get her in to meet with me, I think I could move this along a lot faster.
Ms. Crockett, is there a reason you haven't been in to see the public defender?
I'm going to go see him Thursday. Yes, there was a reason.
Have you made an appointment to see him Thursday?
I will.
Okay. Well, get that done immediately.
I will.
I mean, these are very busy people, and they don't have time to come track you down.
I understand.
Okay? They're very high-quality attorneys. You're getting a real deal in the attorney you've got. But I'm just saying, you need to get in to see them because they can't do you any good unless you get in there and communicate with them.
I understand. Thank you.
All right?
And if we could just bump it a little bit, I'll get with her, Your Honor. I'll see if we can get this thing pled out. If not, I'll file
This case has been bumped and bumped and bumped.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been the attorney since probably the 1st of March, I believe. So, I mean, I agree with that, but it's hard to do a plea when we just got it yesterday and I haven't met with my client.
Well, I'm going to leave it on right now for June 5th. I'd like to see, if possible, if a plea can be worked out.
Yes,
but all of that requires that you get in to see, and so I'm putting you down to reappear on June 2nd.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it done.
Judge, that's on both cases.
Both cases.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. How many varieties of apples can you name? How about pears? How many types can you think of? If you just said red and green, think again. We have several varieties of apples, pears, and a multitude of other fresh produce items in stock every day, and besides our locally sourced produce, it's all certified organic. Our locally sourced, however, is organically grown. This means you don't have to worry when you buy produce at Nature's Wonders. You can feel good knowing you're getting the best produce available. Nature's Wonders, the natural living store.
Plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find that perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants, in business for over 32 years in Harrison.
This is Josh from Harrison Battery and Tire. Lots of folks have been asking about roadside assistance, and now it's available. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we can quickly and efficiently take care of your tires and battery issues with one phone call. Professional, secure, comforting to get you back on the road. No matter what time, no matter what type of vehicle you drive, call for details at 870-741-7041. Harrison Battery and Tire on the curve of Main Street in Harrison, harrisonbatteryandtire.com. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
2016-302, State of Arkansas versus Mitchell Kirk Gibson. It's in the court. No, I'll give you that.
We're set for pretrial today, Your Honor. Mr. Gibson's been in good contact with me. There's some discrepancies and some dates in the discovery I'm trying to resolve. if we could just continue this pre-trial, I think I can get those resolved in a timely manner, Your Honor.
Mr. Carter, are you aware of what Mr. Friend is referring to in terms of problems in discovery?
I just told you there's some discrepancies in some cases.
Judge, as I understand what Mr. Friend is talking about is a discrepancy of the dates between a federal report that he has and what we have.
Yes.
Is that something that we can resolve today, or do we need to have a hearing? What's required?
I need to sit down and just talk with Chris a little bit on it and see what he thinks. That would definitely have some bearing if I file any pretrial motions, Your Honor. I'll note this case hasn't been continued yet, at least since I've had it, Your Honor.
Pursuant to defense motion, the court's going to continue the trial date to the week of June 24th as an excluded period. I'll set it down for let me see my dates. I'm going to set it for July 7th as a pretrial date, and July 14th as a plea deadline date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The trials continued to the week of July 24th as an excluded period, with July 7th as for pretrial and July 14th as a plea deadline. All that's on Mr. Gibson. All right?
Thank you, sir.
You may be excused. Mr. Gibson, I just want to make sure you understand you need to stay in touch with your attorney, and the next time you're in court will be July 7th. But that's your pretrial hearing date. You need to have thoroughly discussed the case with him before then. All right? We'll be back. 2016-284, State of Arkansas versus Joseph Long. Where do we stand on Mr. Long's case?
Your Honor, it's set for pre-trial today. There's no action to be taken. If some pre-trial issues arise, I'll get that motion filed in a timely manner.
Judge, could we have him reappear on 6/2?
All right. ordering the defendant to reappear on June 2nd. All right, Mr. Long, what you need to do is stay in touch with your attorney. Your case is currently scheduled for trial during the week of June 5th, which is coming up real fast. So you need to be in touch with him, and you're actually scheduled back in court on June 2nd. That's your plea deadline date. All right, you may be excused. 2016-262, State of Arkansas versus Justin Moore. Oh, I forgot. See if you can get him up. After Mr. Moore, we'll take up the Newton County. We'll be right with you. Just a second. We have one matter already started.
Judge, if we could do it in about 10 minutes. Mr. Brown will be here in 10 minutes.
Okay. Let's reschedule for 10:30. I don't know if he's hearing me.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll reschedule Newton County for 10:30. All right. Mr. Moore's case I'd call.
Your Honor, he's set for pre-trial. There's no action to be taken today. I was just telling Mr. Moore that he needs to come see me. I've never had an office visit with this gentleman.
All right. Mr. Moore, here's the situation. Your case is scheduled for trial during the week of June 5th. That's coming up awful fast, and if you haven't gotten in to see your appointed attorney, there's no way he can be prepared to try your case and represent you during that trial. So you need to get in there just as quickly as possible. Call his office and make an appointment. All right?
Sir, I made several attempts, Your Honor. Several.
When you say several attempts, what's happened?
Mr. Friend's a busy man. He has several cases.
Yes, he is. But you need to get hold of his office and talk, and they can schedule a time for you. So what I'm ordering you to do is get that done. You know, if we can't get it done, we'll address that before the trial date. But get in there and do it right now, because it's very important that you get in and talk to him, so he can be prepared to do a good job for you. All right?
Thank you.
All right. You may be excused. Your next reappearance is June 2nd.
Thank you, sir.
In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your